JB here. Hope everyone's doing awesome. Wednesday, December 31st, 3:30 on this last day of 2025. Really quick rant, talk about the market, some names I'm looking at, go from there. S&P, it's like someone took the training wheels off or the rails on a bowling alley when you have the bumpers up. It's like, okay, let's see what the market does when there's no one around. And it's going to the downside, a little melt here, low liquidity. Actually, it's decent volume compared to the last couple sessions, but have to do this with the last hour or so in the trading day. So, 686 was a spot I was watching as possible area where I get some hedge positions or at least some puts. But, I'm trying to find some spots where I might get some, like the Oracles, the Broadcoms. But even that, if I tried to do some of these hedge puts, they would not pay out. And then I'm, like I've been doing in the past, playing for bounces. So I'm just going to sit on my hands here. You take a look at some of the names, my watch list, still solidly in the green. Uh, yeah, and then you look at the VIX. I mean, the VIX is up right where it was pretty much the entire week, around the 15 handle. So 4 days in a row to the downside, the end of the year. I don't know if you can read much into it, but if you take a look coming into this year, the SPY was at 579, I think is what it closed at to end 2024. And that's take out dividends. So it's ex divvies, wipe out some of that. And here we are in the 682. So, if I had to make predictions into next year, I'll have my webinar up by the weekend. It's tough. It's so 3 years in a row, double digits, 20% plus the last previous two. This year is going to be 16 and change. I don't even know what the year to date number is right now. It's close. I mean, what's the story for continue gains into 2026? I hope it's another year of gains, but you have to think at some point there's some kind of uh, flat year or what have you. And then it's like every year analysts come out, and if you look, UPB posted all those little slides for 2026 ideas, but pretty much all the analysts, the Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, they're all somewhat bullish with normal price targets. Like you don't want to be the person in the room who's calling for a pullback in 2026. To me, I hope it's a decent year. There's opportunities, and if there's a market pull, the names that are strong or at least maybe small caps can hold up relative to the market. So that's kind of the overall market. We'll see how Friday plays out. Not gonna today's a day where I'm not gonna do much. Just the last like five days, it's almost like I did get some strikes on some names, but probably could have just been better off just sitting on hands. Unfortunately, as frustrating as that is, it's less frustrating doing that than being in positions that are not moving. And then when they do, the premiums don't move up in lockstep. So all right, it's overall mark, just individual names. So robotics all the way up to 1078 earlier this afternoon. Pullback sitting here at 1040, up 3%. That analyst, Freedom Capital, coming out with a bullish commentary. I saw the note somewhere. My thoughts on Serve Robotics. I'm not going to go into it. Uh, the more I look at it, the more I'm just like, how is this not into the 20s next year? Maybe we're going to find out. $68 million revenue guidance for 2026. I'm I don't know their guidance for robots. I think it's upwards to 6,000. I think I saw that somewhere. I have to do some math, right? Figuring out the metrics in regards to how much they make per robot, the maintenance costs, addressable market, and then at some point I have to come up with some kind of price target, and then figure out ways to take advantage when that move happens. But for now, riding up and down on these bounces. Hopefully, one time the rally sticks, and then 13.75, $18, so on and so forth. So that's Serve. Take a look at Trip today, all the way down to 14.25 by the noon hour, and then it's like someone hit a button, and then all of a sudden the buyers are back, sitting here at 14.54. Uh, Uber announced or looking to announce to buy Parking Lot Hero or some kind of company like that. If you don't know the whole story and Trip and Uber, the Uber CEO Dara, I forget what his name is, can't pronounce it. The CEO of Uber used to be the CEO of Expedia, and if you don't know, Expedia company still does very well. Expedia had TripAdvisor under their umbrella, right? And then they spun them off in 2013, 2014. So the CEO of Uber was the CEO of Expedia when they spun off TripAdvisor. So if there's someone who's out there who's pretty familiar with the business of Trip, it would be the CEO of Uber. And what does he want to do? The CEO of Uber wants to create a super app, right? The app to control them all. He wants to do not only just hail rides, right? To be the taxi service, but vacations, the restaurants, the food, the reservations, obviously the parking, right? He wants to acquire parking. So he wants to be the app that when it's on your phone, it does everything when you click it. So take a look at what Trip does. You can encompass some of that in regards to an acquisition, especially at this current valuation, inexpensive on risk reward base, in my opinion, if you like an Uber. So that's kind of one of my bull cases on TripAdvisor is because of the possibility that Uber might do some M&A. And like I've said on my little piece I wrote about TripAdvisor, they've already had disclosed M&A folks looking to acquire them, and it was $18, and it was in $20 range. It's sitting here at 14 change, hence my bullish stance. All right, so that's Trip. Frustrating, no follow through here today. I was hoping it would just have some continuation of what it did yesterday. Sure enough, the market gods did not have that in store for Trip, but at least it's somewhat flat. Give it, then we have 25 minutes into the end of the day. Hopefully, you get back red to green and then start to rally at the start of 2026. Axum Therapeutics, again, one of my top 5 stocks in 2023 when the stock was $70, $80. Sitting here talking about on the rant this morning, talking about possibly getting some spec calls. Stock opens at 168 or so. I'm looking for some strikes, and the premiums are insane. The spreads are too wide. Uh, and then it's not a name that I've been staring at, right? It's not a name that's on my watch list every single day that I have on the main watch list. It's one that I have on just on my streamer, and so I'm not familiar with how it trades, right? So I didn't want to be in a spot where I just go and try and chase and then get stuck. So sat on my hands, and then sure enough, 169 at the open, then it's 175, bounces around, then boom, then it's 180, and sitting here at 184. Hey, I don't know what its market cap is now. It's probably 8-9 billion. Probably have to save this somewhere. Maybe I'll pin it in the chat room, but I just have this feeling it's gonna be one of those names that's gonna be $3, $4, $500 stock, and then maybe a split, and then years down the road is a mega cap bio name. But anyway, kick myself for missing it. I'm not going to try and overtrade by chasing anything, but interesting move here today. That's up 22%. And then some of these other names. Nike's up 4%. Did I look? Someone posted. Uh, Nike's always an interesting story. Similar to PayPal, right? It's one of those names that you watch that you're waiting for a bounce, right? PayPal's another one of these names that I'm looking into 2026, but it's similar. It's like have sometimes I have it wrong. I look at PayPal, I'm like, how is this stock still stuck in a $58 range with the amount of revenue it does, the possibilities of being able to maybe if it's able to cut costs somewhere, it drives me nuts. But trying to trade it just because of my bullish bias despite what the market's telling you, usually doesn't lead to good outcomes. So I'll just sit on my hands there. Same with Nike. I tried to trade it back in earnings. I'm trying to think the last time I traded. Another round, one of these turnaround stories. And I use this analogy too. Is like with Nike, it's like it's some of its allure is its brand recognition. I've talked about this in years past around the sneakers. It's people not only is just an apparel brand, but the fact that it holds up its high premiums because of the Jordans, right, and all those different ways that people monetize the Nike brand and so on and so forth. But just one of those names. It's up 4.5% here today. I'm not going to try and trade that one. I'm trying to think of some of these other names that I think that's it. And then Reddit's down here at 230. Was actually up near 233 at the noon hour. I'm like, it's going to take off into the afternoon, and then sure enough, the market pulls back here. So just going to sit on my hands. I'll have the webinar out by the end of the week. Have a happy new year to everybody. Happy, healthy new year. It's time to kind of hit the reset button, right? Get a fresh start on the new year. Come up with some good resolutions, and read a book every day or whatever. Always every day you got to be trying to prove yourself, whatever it is. All right. Happy New Year. Rock and roll.